with you. By the way, in case of Federal Bank, if the market is freaking out about net interest margins coming lower as compared to the previous quarter Q3, the management themselves had guided that margins will be a little. It'll be difficult to sustain margins at those 3.5% whatever levels, and they would come off a little bit, which seems to be exactly what has happened. I wonder if we will start to see similar things across other banks as well, because the lending side gets repriced immediately, but the deposit repricing happens slowly, and I think that is what has happened with the Federal Bank. So it will be interesting to hear the management's thoughts as we go along. But banks have been the focus today. The index ends down 2 1/3%, and not at the absolute lowest point, but nearly there. This is a 1,040-odd point cut. Nifty lost exactly half of what the Nifty Bank lost, which is about 1% or so. I just want to take a look at the mid-cap index. Much better, 0.75% lower on the mid-cap index. And I think the small-cap index also down about 0.75%. So Nifty 1 and Bank Nifty down over 2%. But of course, banks were the problem area, with the HDFC twin seeing lots of damage. Rima.
Just on that subject about Federal Bank, I went back to see what the management said in Q3 about their NIMs. So they said NIMs will be 3.35 to 3.4% for the full year. So the implied NIM for Q4 was 3.44 to 3.48%. Right? This is what Nuvama has put out. The implied Q4 NIM should be 3.44 to 3.48%. Compared to that, the bank has delivered 3.31%. So there is that miss compared to where the miss comes in from. But that's about Federal Bank. IT took a backseat today. The Nifty IT index itself was down close to about 0.6%, with individual names like Wipro, Infosys, all of them seeing a cut of more than 1%. Outside of the HDFC twins, you had IndusInd Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank selling off quite sharply. But ICICI Bank, on the other hand, bucked the trend, and ICICI Bank closed up with a gain of about 0.5%. FMCG had a pretty resilient week, you would say. Titan was up 3.5%. ITC also closing up in the green, up 1%. Autos did well. Hero MotoCorp 1.5% up. Maruti Suzuki has gained 4% this entire week. So FMCG was resilient. Autos is seeing some buying. In the banking pack, ICICI Bank held up pretty well. And on the losing side, HDFC twins and IT broadly.
When you look at the broader volume sheet on the market, you typically find a lot of mid-caps, active trader-friendly mid-caps. So guess which of the stocks that are dominating the volume sheet today? It is HDFC, HDFC Bank, and even IndusInd Bank. So it's been that kind of a day, bit of an outlier by that stretch. Just quickly want to point out the disappointment on Manappuram. Final take on it is around 11%. BHEL saw lots of unwinding today, 6% down on that stock as well. Dabur, very severe result reactions today. Federal, we've been speaking about. Federal's final cut is about 8%. Dabur is down about 7%. Even RBL Bank, remember RBL was a little bit of a disappointment again when you're talking about tier 2 banking, and RBL has seen further selling pressure today. City Union Bank, another one on the way down. PFC losing some ground. Then the metal stocks anyway were weak, index and non-index. So SAIL and NALCO both have been on the way down as well. Symphony, another number that came out during market hours, 5.5% lower. So not a great day, except for some of the auto names. So let's not end with all gloom and doom. The tire guys have had a pretty good show this quarter. MRF has piled on another 3.5%. Remember, numbers came in earlier in the week. Today, more follow-through buying. SEAT was up 3.5% as well. And TVS Motors is riding home into the weekend in style with a 4% up move. So that is the market today. As Nigel said, really, the end of the week belonging to the Bears, a substantial 188-point cut on the Nifty, a massive 1,000-point drop on the Bank Nifty, with the index, the benchmark, back closer to the 18,000 mark. Well, that's where we are going to take your leave. It's a wrap from the entire team that puts Closing Bell together, but don't go anywhere. Our Friday special, Smart Money, is coming up next after this break.